Hello and welcome everyone to another video from me, Tom Klose, coming to you from my music room here. And today it's all in English, as you might have been able to notice. Some people asked me to do a gear tour, and a couple of those people were actually English speaking, so I thought, why not do it in English? And what's a gear tour? I'm basically talking about my gear, my music equipment that I'm using for the stage and also some for the studio. And let's jump right into it. I have my guitar here, the Gibson J45 Sustainable. I'm using two mics, as you can tell. One is an Audix OM6 and the other an Audix OM7. You will be able to hear the difference in a bit, and I will tell you also why I'm using two mics. I'm going through my mics into some pedals that I'm going to talk about in a minute, and with my guitar through a couple of pedals, and then out into my AER acoustic amp that is going through an interface, the IK Multimedia iRig 2. iRig 2, you just hook that up to the iPad that I'm recording with. So it goes from a big jack cable, instrument cable, into a small jack cable. It's basically just an adapter for your musical instrument. Yeah, so let's jump right into it and start with the first pedal. I thought I'd first go through all my guitar pedals, and I will always show you a picture of that pedal on the screen here, so I don't have to turn the camera down onto my effect board here. My first pedal in line is my tuner, of course. Polytune by TC Electronic. Can't go wrong with a Polytune. Then the next one is actually my newest pedal. It's just come out last year and it was sold out right away, and rightfully so, because it's an awesome pedal. It's called Boss SY1. It's a synthesizer pedal that makes your guitar sound, pretty special, I think. I usually just use it as a background pad, like a string pad or a brass pad. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. In case you're playing along, my guitar is tuned a half step down, just in case you're wondering. That's the guitar by itself, and if I turn it on now, you can hear, when the chord is ringing out, you can hear that shimmering sound in the background, that little sound carpet. So this right now is the brass pad that I'm using. It really fits well with like Bon Iver kind of songs. For example, I did this Bon Iver cover marathon the other night where I played like 28 Bon Iver songs in a row, and it's this synth I'm using all the time there, really. This is another one that I use quite frequently. Sounds a little different. This is the strings, the string pad. Let me just turn it up a little bit for you there. There's a blend knob where you can actually decide how much guitar you want to hear, how much effect you want to hear, and I always have it dialed in so that if I press it, the guitar stays the same volume, but the sound comes in additionally. So now I have the blend turned up all the way, so you can hear just the effect. I love it. The last two guitar pedals I'm going to talk about are really small, minor pedals, really. The first one is a Tremolo. It's really the cheapest tremolo I could get, pretty much. A Vailton wave shaker. Does what a tremolo tends to do. Makes stuff sound all shaky and wavy. And yes, I'm using it for an acoustic guitar, which is Not the most common thing to do. The last pedal in line you could hear the whole time. It's actually the reverb I use for my guitar. I use different reverbs for guitar and vocals. Usually I wouldn't have to, but sometimes I play through a system that doesn't have reverb on it, and I like to control the reverb on the guitar. Sometimes I want to turn it up a lot, like right now. It's a really nice sounding reverb, I think. It's called Holy Grail, by the way. I forgot to tell you. The Holy Grail by Electro Harmonics, and it's a nano, meaning the small version. I tend to only use the Hall. There's 3 different versions, 3 reverb variations. Sometimes I use the spring reverb when I play my electric guitar through this one. Yeah, so much for the guitar pedals. Okay, let's talk vocal pedals. I'm a really, really big fan of this next pedal. If I can only bring one piece of equipment, one pedal to a show, I would bring this one. It's the Harmony Singer 2 by T.C. Helicon, this little blue box. And what is special about this harmonizer is that T.C. Helicon, their effect pedals have a guitar going through there. So the pedal listens to the chords you're playing, the bass note and the third, and figures out what harmonies fit best to the respecting key. And this one sounds really natural and really legit, I figure. So let me show you with the guitar. You have to play the guitar in order for it to be able to generate the right voices. Harmony Singer, T.C. Helicon. And if I sing higher, you can actually hear the voices much better and much clearer. Harmony and you can just hear them. People who don't know what is going on, they will be able to feel that something is happening that wasn't happening before. But you can tell that I didn't turn the level of the effect up too high, and I actually have it turned up to 9 at all times. Because if I have it even a tiny bit higher, then the voices actually the effect tends to distort if I sing too loud, because I tend to sing pretty loud. So you pretty much want to have it dialed to 9. And as far as the voices are concerned, I always have it at the second position. So that's the far left knob. The second position is one voice above and one voice below. I think it's a third above and a fourth below. And I found out that this setting works with pretty much all songs, folk, pop, anything. So yeah, there's also a reverb in there. The reverb that you're hearing right now is from the effect pedal, and there's a little button here that says tone. I always have this on because it makes the vocals sound better, pretty much. I think there's like a low cut on there. There's a de-esser. Also pushes the highs a little bit. Let me just turn it off so you can hear what it sounds like without. So this is the sound without the tone button pressed, and you can now hear what the Audix OM6 sounds like naturally. It's a little more damp, and that's actually a particular characteristic as far as the Audix dynamic live mics are concerned. And if I press it again, you can hear, the bass is gone and the highs are much more brilliant, much more present. So I have this on at all times. If the sound engineer or the sound person doesn't tell me to turn it off because it sounds bad over the PA. The next vocal pedal in line is the Boss VE20. I used to use the harmonizer from this pedal for the longest time until I came across the Harmony Singer, and I never looked back. I never used the other one, the old one again, because it just sounds so much better if the guitar actually goes through the pedal and the pedal generates the voices accordingly. And With the Boss VE20, you have to put in the key that you're playing in, and you can't change keys, because otherwise it'll sound weird. Wrong, dissonant. Okay, this mic is hooked up to the Harmony Singer, and this, my second mic, is hooked up to the VE20. So all the different presets that I came up with myself, you can hear through this one. For example, right now I have the delay on, and I use this quite frequently. There's delay, what else is there? Here's another one that sounds more like a slap delay kind of reverb. Slap delay kind of delay, rather. And if I press this button, it makes it sound all radio-like. Really compressed and distorted. Then also, of course, I have some auto-tune. Delay. Yeah. And some other bits and pieces, some pitch down. Octave. Octave. I don't really use that too much. So yeah, this pedal is hooked up to my loop station. There's actually not too much to say about loop station. It just does what a loop station does. I have the Boss RC30, classic pretty much. It's the one with the dual track with the 2 buttons. And if I press it, it'll just record. Red light indicates it's recording. Then it'll just record. Green light indicates that I'm overdubbing. It's recording. So I can just keep going. Just record. Green light indicates that I'm overdubbing. Don't use this for spoken word because it's just annoying. So yeah, that's what it does. It's got some other little effects in there. Some filters, phase, lo-fi, delay, whatever. Don't really use it too much. So yeah, that's my setup. If you have any more questions, please write it in the comments. And also, I'm going to link my Equipboard page where you can find lots of other gear that I'm using in the studio, for example, not only on stage. If you're interested, check that out. And yeah, thanks for watching. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and see you some other time on the internet. Bye-bye.